Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online help video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we're going to be taking a look at the skills of a character and what you can really do with them, because a lot of people don't understand that how skills work. They see the skills and they think, oh, I gotta have these skills because I only have 6 tool slots to use. And it's true. Like when you look at your skill bar, you only have 6 skills you can equip to your character at any given time, and that's on the front bar and the back bar. Now right now I have this character set up for a damage dealer setup. Doesn't do a lot of damage. You know, it's not built to be DPS. It's built to be more survivable with its setup because it's using heavy armor instead of light or medium, but it can still do damage. And the thing that a lot of people misunderstand or misinterpret about the game is they think that when you play this game you have to play a specific role, like a tank, a healer, damage dealer, when in reality your character is made to be anything you need it to be when you need it. See, the game's designed to allow you to be a tank, a healer, a damage dealer, but you make the character do the things you want by choosing the skills you want to use. That's why they give you the option for so many different skills in the game. If you look at this character, I have all the skills unlocked for the class. And that way I can play it as a tank, as a healer, as a damage dealer, as anything I need it to be, because I can do that. That's how the game's set up. Is it allows me to choose how my character works in different roles based on the way I play them. That's why this game is play how you want. A lot of people don't understand that because we've been taught through other MMOs that when you pick a race, you're restricted to certain classes. Those classes can play specific roles, and you have to choose which role they play. Like in World of Warcraft, if you choose to be a warrior, you can only be a damage dealer and a tank. You have no other options because that's the way the class is designed. In ESO, it's not designed that way. The classes are designed to be tanks, healers, and damage dealers, but it's up to the player to decide what skills are going to do what and how they want them to work within their group dynamic. So skills play a very important role in your character, because when you first start out, a lot of things you're going to notice is you're going to be restricted to one role. You're not going to have a lot of tools to play every role in the game. Not like this character is. This character is a maxed out character. That means they have max CP, they have max skill points, they have max everything. And because of that, I have access to more tools of the trade. So I can actually be a tank, a healer, or damage dealer. All I have to do is adjust my character. Now, you don't have to make a character to be a tank, a healer, damage dealer. If you want to, you can be just a damage dealer healer if you want. You could be just a tank and damage dealer if you want. It's really up to the player to decide how they want their character to work. And you don't want to restrict yourself either. The reason why you don't want to restrict yourself is because what is one of the biggest complaints with a lot of people in this game? I want to be a tank, but it sucks being one because I can't play Overland, because it takes so long to kill anything. Well, that's because that tank is designed to do one thing. It's designed to do or play the way it's made to work, and that's it. It's not made to work any other way because they're only showing you the one purpose. This is how we want our tanks to work in our group dynamic. This is the design of it. This is how we want it to work, and that's good because it shows you an optimal way that you can set your tank up to be more group orientated, but at the same time it restricts your ability to play the game the way it's intentionally designed. So it limits your choices. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if that's how you choose you want to play, that's your choice. I'm just showing you how you can expand on your character and take advantage of every tool available. See, the other problem is that they show you specific skills to use. And when they do that, this also restricts your mind to thinking that's how you have to play. Because, see, this is how they were taught to play. Because somebody else showed them this is the best way to play. And it's, like I said, it's nothing negative. It's just everyone's taught differently. Everyone's shown how to play differently. I learned through 37 years of experience of playing role-playing games on how characters work and to play them to their most efficient way based on that aspect. Because as a role player, your character's limited to the choices of what you pick. And a lot of times, we know that our character is going to be limited with the tools available. So we have to make choices. Do we want to just stay a warrior, or do we want to take on the ability of magic? Because if we take on the ability of magic, we can't be super powerful in either or. We're going to be limited. And the same thing is reflected in here with the way that character skills work. And the way you can set up your character with gear sets and traits and Mundus stones and all that stuff. It restricts your ability to play to a specific on purpose. So you can create the kind of character you want to play and how you want to play them. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't limit your options. You're the one who decides that. And that's what's so cool about the game. Like, I chose this character to be set up this specific way, using Nirnith, Julianus, and Shulks, not to be a tank, but to be the kind of character I wanted them to be. I wanted them to be a heavy armor character that had really good survivability, so this way, with my own disabilities and the way that I play, I'm not going to die as easily. Because I don't have the same play skill, as somebody else. So I know what I'm sacrificing. I know I'm sacrificing my DPS for the playstyle I want to play, but I'm not going to sacrifice my ability to play my character how I want. I can even make this in light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor, if I so choose. Medium armor wouldn't be the best choice if you're playing a Magicka person like this. You want to stick to Magicka stuff. So light armor and heavy armor would be the better options. Medium armor is still available if you want to hybridize your character to where you can use both Magicka and stamina. You can do that, and you can take advantage of that. That's how this game is designed to work, is for you to take advantage of different tools and different ways of play. See, I tell people all the time, this isn't like your atypical MMO. Atypical MMOs, like I said, restrict your race and class to specific roles. They don't allow you to choose the kind of way you want to play. And ESO really does that by allowing you to unlock more skills in your tool set so you can focus on being specific. Like in this case, strictly Magicka. I have no melee skills unlocked. I have all Magicka abilities, and I have heavy armor as my armor type, and then I have everything else is based on magic. I mean, even my ultimates, everything pretty much is based on magic. Now, I think I do have one ultimate in the Gravelord. Nope, I have all Magicka-based stuff. And that's because I want my character to work how I want it to. And even when you get down here to, like, the Alliance War stuff, like, I even picked to have Aggressive Warhorn, but that was it. Because the other skills I'm not going to be able to use as effectively with magic. But support skills I can take advantage of, because they're magic-based. So see, if I need Purge in my group, I already have it unlocked, because I learned the ability to use it. I learned the ability to use Mystic Guard. I learned the ability to use Replenishing Barrier. And a lot of people say that, well, if you don't build into a specific role, you're limiting your ability to play the game right. And they're right and wrong in the same sense. They're right in the fact that if you want to be the most effective damage dealer, you have to build a damage dealer, purely. But when you do that, you restrict your ability to play anything else, unless you are a highly skilled player. Then you can turn that damage dealer into a tank if necessary, into a healer if necessary, just with the tools you have available. Are you going to be super effective? No, because your character is designed to be purely damage. They're not designed to be purely a mix of tools. See, it took me a while to catch on this design idea, because I was in the same rut as everyone else. I kept thinking I had to play a tank, a healer, or damage dealer. I wasn't looking at the game's design and saying, wait, I have the ability to choose damage dealer, healer, or tank on one character. There's a reason why they did this. There's a reason why they explain it like this. Because this is their idea of their trinity, of what they want in their game for a trinity. See, and I get it, because being a role player, being restricted to what you can and can't do sucks. It really does. But think about this. Imagine being able to play a warden in any way, shape, or form you choose. That means you want to be Magicka based, you can be a Magicka warden. You want to be one that can do any role, Magicka, stamina, and tank, you can do that. You want to make them well-rounded, you can do that. And well-rounded is just adjusting your attributes. So it'd be something like this. It would be like taking this up to 40. Well, let's redo that, because we'll take that to 35. We'll take this to... Let's do this. Let's just split it evenly. Alright. So if we eat a food type that gives us more in everything, you're going to see I get 30k Magicka, 26k health, 22k stamina. Can I take advantage of my higher stamina like this? Yes. Because now I have more tools to dodge with, block with, as a DPS. But I'm only playing a damage dealer for Overland right now. If I'm going to focus on damage, then I can respec my attributes purely into a Magicka DPS. And then I can take advantage of my magic-based skills. And that's what I did with this character. I looked at how I could take advantage of everything my character has, magic-wise. And I said, okay, how can I take true advantage of this character? Now, you got to remember, the gear choices I made, this is to just show people the tools available. Just to show them, these are sets you can combine, and how you can combine them to get an effect. That's it. These are my choices. The choices you make for your character are going to be different based on your own desires with that character. Whether you want to be a tank and you want to play in-game, so you might want to use a set like Alkosh with Eben in the combination they do, but instead of going all block cost, go all weapon damage. This way you can take advantage of that stamina-based gameplay. When you're tanking, you're more stamina focused, but you can still tri-stat your character out so you can use the magic abilities. They're not going to be super strong damage-wise, but you can still utilize them. Like the buffs and stuff like that for your class. Then what you can do is focus into Magicka and stamina, or focus into stamina purely when you're not tanking, and this way you can play DPS. Because now your character is designed for damage dealing. They're not going to be super effective damage dealers, but they're going to be more effective than what they once were. See, that's what role-playing in this game is all about. It's about finding that right mix of tools to give you that greater advantage in how you want to play, regardless. Like, you ever wonder why they put sets in the game like the two-handed one? The one that gives you two-handed damage? And you can only use two-handed with it? It's because there's people out there who want to play just two-handed. That gives them all the abilities of a two-handed, plus all the stamina abilities they could get for their class, and from everywhere else they can take advantage of in that perspective of their character. They could use that set with, like, Hunting's Rage, and they could use tri-stats like how I have this set up, just like this, and Tri-Rune, if they want to. And then they can take advantage of their character to be a tank, a healer, and damage dealer, even with a two-handed. But you're still limiting your ability to play. Because that's how you choose to play the character. Nobody's telling you you have to play that way. You're choosing to play that way. And that's what role-playing is all about. It's about the choices you make and how you choose to build your character out and play them in the game. Because that's what it is. Your character. It's not a build. It's not designed to be specific unless you want it to be. And if you do, that's how you choose to play that character. But don't limit your options. Because the more you limit your options, the more you restrict your character to a specific. So if you can take advantage of your character, even using a two-handed sword, you can heal. You can use the same heals that you use for that Magicka people use. Your healing is only going to be affected by the amount of spell damage you have. And as you can see, this character has really low weapon damage, low weapon crit. But if I changed out my set to something like, say, Julianus with Briarheart, then I have a character that's more effective with both stamina and Magicka, and then I can play either side. Then I can use stamina tools with my Magicka character. Even though my character was designed to be a Magicka-based character, I can still focus into two-handed if I wanted to, and be a two-handed damage dealer when I need to be, and then a Ice Staff, Lightning Staff, Resto Staff, whatever I want, the rest of the time. And that's what's so great about this game, is it does give you those tools to really flex your brain with your character, by allowing you to pick all the different type of skills that are going to make your character work to your advantage. Like me with Undawning. I picked all the Magicka-based ones, except for one taunt. I chose a ranged stamina taunt, because I have stamina resources that I can use for it. Just like the Bone Shield. I use Energy Orb. Even though it's healing, I can use this when I play my healer role, so I can help my group with resources and healing at the same time. If I wanted to be more damage-based, I could turn this into a damage morph instead of a healing morph. So that way I can still help with support and damage at the same time. And that's the whole idea, is you've got to look at the game from the perspective of design. And a lot of people don't do that because they don't get the idea. Because we were taught, like I said, a lot of us were taught how to play MMOs based on the MMO structure that was created in the past. Things like EverQuest, Dark Age of Camelot. All these games created specific roles with the characters and the classes that you chose, and it restricted your ability to play any other way. You either played a tank, a healer, or damage dealer. ESO's not really designed that way. I mean, you could say it is, but it really isn't. And the same thing goes with all this. If you look, like, I didn't unlock any Fighters Guild skills because I don't need them. But if I want to, I can actually use, like, this skill for the major force, or minor force, and take advantage of the fact that it does do damage. It does very low damage because I'm not a stamina-based character, but I do have a higher stamina than most Magicka-based characters because of the type of food and stuff I'm choosing to use. And then I can even do this and change my foods by just switching to different types, and then I can have more Magicka, more health, less stamina. I can also do this, and I can use this food to get more magic recovery, less Magicka, less health, and less stamina, but I get more magic recovery. This gives me more resource management. It makes it easier for me to play the character. Or I can do the tri-stat, and I can take advantage of the stamina. Now I have 35k, 26, 18. Now I can take advantage of all three types of resources if I need to. So I can put Trap Beast on my bar and utilize it. And if I want to play DPS, I can make my character into DPS, because that's what I designed them to do, was to be all three roles. And it's not, like I said, it's not the greatest DPS, but this is on a target dummy without group setup, without a truly good group mechanic. And that was without using a potion. Now I'm going to go over here to this one. This is what it would be like in an organized group if your group was really well put together, kind of like the meta, and you had access to a lot of tools. And you can see there, I'm doing 36k DPS, and I haven't even expended all my resources, and I can even use skill, like the resource tools that my group gives me to get resources back. And even when I wait and I let it wear off, I know that it's going to show me with 32,000 damage. But I got 4k spell damage. I've got 55% spell critical, 80% critical damage, 1500 spell penetration. And that's by myself. Now just imagine me in a group. And that's where a lot of people misinterpret this game's structure and design. Is, see, when you see something that somebody says this is going to be the most effective, and they aren't lying, they do have the most effective builds, but you're built to do one thing. And I'm not saying that they're doing it wrong. They're doing it the way they want to do it, and that's the idea of the game. I'm just showing you how you can utilize other tools to allow your character to be more than just one thing. That's it. Because that's pretty cool. I mean, 32k DPS isn't much. I'm not very good with this, and I wouldn't know what tools would be the better options, because I don't focus on what's best. I focus on completing and winning the, beating the content. I'm not concerned with getting the best score. I'm not concerned with all that kind of stuff. That's not the way I play the game, because I'm not interested in that. And it's not because I'm a bad player. It's because that stuff doesn't interest me, because I'm a role player. When you're a role player, it's not about being the best. It's about just playing the game. Because you know that your character is going to be limited in the choices available. Now, here's an example. What if I was using some of the new stuff? What if I was using that new Magicka set that drops in the new trial? What if I was using that on this character, along with Bastion, Lunar Bastion? Now, that's a tank set and a Magicka DPS set, and I could play it with light armor on the body, heavy armor on the other stuff. I could use a Maelstrom staff on the back bar. On the main bar, I can use an ice staff, just a regular fire staff, and I can use a Maelstrom lightning staff on the back bar with the monster set, play DPS, switch out to an ice or a lightning staff again for the back bar, Maelstrom, change the enchantment to crushing, get an ice staff from the set, Lunar Bastion, and still take advantage of that and play it as a tank, because all I have to do is do this. There you go. Now I'm a tank. Now all I have to do is adjust my skills, maybe change out my Mundus stones so I have higher resistances, so I have greater survivability. Oops. Because now I want a tank, all I have to do is change the build to what I need it to be. I need an ice staff, so I'm going to go down here and grab an ice staff, and I'm going to grab this lightning staff because this lightning staff is more designed for tanking. As you can see, this thing has Crusher on it with infused, and this has disease damage infused. This is to keep minor maim, or not minor maim, minor defile on the enemies. Then I can go into my class, and like I said, I can grab my buff that gives me resistances. I can grab myself a self-heal. I can grab this for group support. I can grab this for group support. And we're going to go ahead and leave the mage there. And then on the front bar, what we're going to do is we're going to leave Crushing Shock. We're going to go over to the Living Death side. We're going to grab the Spirit Mender, so we have another like group utility thing. We're going to change this out to Renewing on the front bar. And on the back bar, we're going to grab Alliance Assault. And then we're going to change this out with another Bone Tyrant ability. We're going to grab Dead in Pain. Now all I did was change how my character works. Now my character is a tank, and I'm going to use potions and food to reflect that. So I'm going to use the Tri-Stat potion, food. I'm going to use the Tri-Pots. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you because now I have an ice staff. My ice staff is going to tank him. And people are going to be like, but your resistances are really low. 28,000 is more than enough to tank most content in this game effectively. How do I know? Because I watched what the people do at in-game, and I just copied what they basically set their characters up to for resistances. And I just did 6k DPS, which is nothing. But I have 29,000 magic of 34k health and 19k stamina with Warhorn active. That makes me a more effective tank overall and gives me the resources necessary to play my role more effectively. So if I wanted to tank with this, all I'd have to do is pick a place. For example, I'm going to use Depths of Malatar. It's just easier to get into and do. So I'm going to teleport there. I'm going to show you guys this. And like I said, this is just help to show you what you can do with skills. This is just a helpful guide on this and what you can do with your character. And I can explain this 100 different ways, but I think this is a more respected way in showing you what you can and can't do and how you can do things with the character itself. So now I'm going to go in here. I'm going to show you how you can tank with this. And if you're lacking something, you do have tools available, like Undaunted. We're going to grab that, the Bone Shield. So we have it. And as you can see, it takes stamina. But I still get a pretty big shield based on that, because of the game setup, the way the game works. And I'm still using Inner Light on the front bar. I don't have to. I can actually change that out with something else, like, say, Energy Orb. Or if I want, a ranged taunt. Or if I want, an altar. Now I have 1, 2 synergies on the front bar, and on the back bar I think I just have I don't have any synergies, see? But I could even do this on the back bar if I need to. This way I can keep Major Breach and Major Fracture up for my group. And see, I can taunt enemies if I need to. I can even do this to help debuff them. I can use my summons and stuff to do all different kinds of things just to help my group out. Now I think I'm in here under normal mode, which is fine, but that's fine. This is just showing you, like, that it can do the content. And if you wanted to play this build even as a solo player, you could even set it up for solo. Because you have the tools already there to do everything you need it to do. You want to solo play, you can solo play. You can set the health to the amount of health you want to solo play with. You can set the magicka to the amount of magicka you want to play with. And you can even choose the tools you want to use, weapon and damage-wise, because I'm showing you what you can do. And I'm not doing this because I'm telling you that the way you've been told to play is wrong, because that's just as right as this. I'm just showing you what you can do, like I said. Now let's go in and face this boss. Because I'm pretty much soloing. I'm not doing this as a tank, a healer, or a damage dealer. I'm just soloing. Oops, I used the reanimate thing. And I died. I knew I was gonna die. This is a really challenging dungeon. It really is. If you're not prepared for it, this thing will tear you apart. Okay? But it is a challenging dungeon. That's because it's a DLC dungeon. These things are meant to be harder than regular dungeons. As you can see, this boss has 2.2 million health. If you do this in a regular dungeon, you'll be lucky if this guy has 1.4 million. And he won't even hit you as hard. And that's because in the base game dungeons, they're a lot easier. They were designed to be easier because of the way that the game was designed back in the day when the game first came out. It wasn't until when they started adding DLCs that they made it more difficult so that you play with groups. So in this, you need a group. But as you can see, I'm still an effective tank. And in fact, I can probably do better if I change out the spirit to this one. Let me grab that instead. Let me go find this turd. And yes, I could probably sit here and fight him and kill him if I really, really wanted to. Because I do have the tools to do that now, to where I can solo this guy, because I set myself up to do that. The difference is that tanking with an ice staff and tanking with a sword and board, different tools work the same way. They both have a taunt on them, they both offer different benefits based on their design for that purpose. Ice staff has more CC, crowd control, that kind of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and let him kill me. And the reason why is because I just wanted to show you what you could do, like I said. Not tell you how to play, not explain that this is the best option or this is the worst option, but these are options available. And just showing you how you can utilize the tools in the game to give you more effective playstyle based on your own choices. Whether you want to be a tank, a healer, or damage dealer, that's up to you to decide. And I will be showing this build as a tank, a healer, and damage dealer in a video here soon, coming out hopefully today. I just want to get this video out so you guys could see it and hear what I mean by why they give you so many different, why they give you so much access to so many different skills, is so this way you can play your character how you want and as effectively as you want in different roles based on your own design of your character. And it's only limited to the imagination of what you can and can't do. Because everything you do with your character is you imagining them to play a certain way and creating them to do so. And that's it. And that's why they give you so many different skills in the game to use, is so that way you have the tools available to play how you want when it's necessary. Even when you're doing quests and stuff, if you keep dying and stuff, the reason why is because you don't have tools to keep you alive. You're too focused on doing damage. You've got to sacrifice something in order to do something more effectively. That's kind of the purpose of it. You're sacrificing DPS for survivability. You sacrifice survivability for damage. You sacrifice damage for healing. So on and so forth. But that is literally how this game is designed to be played. Is for you to find the kind of character you want to play, create it, design it, build it the way you want, and then play it as the way you want it to be played. That's why they give you so many quests to do in the game that give you skill points. That's why they give you so many sky shards to earn to give you skill points. That's why they give you so many different gear sets in the game, is so you have tools available to allow you to pick and choose the tools that are going to affect you most in the way you play. Like somebody asked me, what's the point of having light speakers in the game? It's a stupid set. All it does is applies to resto staff stuff. Might sound like a stupid set. But if you make a build that utilizes healing and stamina damage, you can build around that. So now you can build using that light speakers and that stamina damage set. And you can build your character around those two options, be in medium armor, and take advantage of that 400 spell damage for heals. So you can have a healer when you need to be one. When you're not being one, you still have access to the 100 and something 29 spell damage, which you can still use while you're solo playing for self-healing and stuff like that. And with the larger magic pool, depending on how you set your character up. You do have to hybridize your attributes, but that's to give you access to more tools in the game, so you can utilize those tools more effectively. And that's it. That's why your character can do what they can do, is because the developers give you all the tools necessary to choose how you want to play them. You have to find the right way. I hope that helped out. I hope it explained a lot, and I hope you guys can break it down into your own interpretations of what you want to do with your characters. And like I said, I'm not here to tell you how to play. I'm here to show you how to play. That's it. So, you guys know what's coming next. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.